Next, we have remanufacturing. And some of the things in here, obviously, toner remanufacturing is a hot topic, different than just putting in the ink, by the way. Remanufacturing is when you take apart an item and refurbish the parts that have been worn out and keep the ones that are long-lasting, and then you use the bulk of the materials over again. Same with the office furniture. They really take down and take the bones and then build on that, and you're being really green by doing that. And I like to say it even includes swapping and regifting. Oop, that's the next one. But refillable and reusable. This is something that actually was probably the very first thing we did in terms of reuse. And we had the reusable milk containers and water and soda and all that kind of stuff. You have your Tupperware, which has been around forever, reusable diapers, and of course packing zero-waste lunch is something with reusables that you can easily do. All the people in your household can do. And then kind of the last facet of reuse is even swaps and regifting. The picture on the left is from a swap-a-rama-rama, and that's a clothing exchange where people come in, they bring items they won't use, but then other people can come and take as much as they need. And I was really excited when I was doing this presentation. I found this website, National Regift Day. I believe it's December 15th of every year. And I would think it would come after the holidays, but I guess they did it before. And I just think it's such a neat idea, you know, to really acknowledge the fact that if you receive something and it's perfectly fine, but it's not to your taste, why not share the love? Okay, so what are some of the factors and drivers for the rebirth of reuse? We kind of talked before about the fact that increasing fuel costs is an issue. One of the things we also like to talk about is that there's a rebirth of thrift economy with the economic situation being what it is, and a lot of the stigma that was with reuse is now gone, and people are recognizing that keeping what they have in good working order or buying used is not only good for the environment, it's good for their budget. Another factor is increased connectivity. We have websites. One second, it's coming.
There you go.
Websites like eBay, Too Good to Toss, FreeCycle, Craigslist. These tools are allowing us to share information and share materials much easier and faster pace, especially with everybody having a smartphone. You could just do it on the fly nowadays. Obviously, the growth of the green industry, the green-collar jobs, is a huge factor in the rebirth of reuse. And so you kind of combine all these factors and you see why it's becoming more and more popular for people to do this. One of the things I also like to talk about whenever I talk about reuse is that we offer the triple bottom line. And so what do I mean when I say that? Some people say people, planet, profit, triple bottom line, but basically the end sum is the fact that reuse is good for the environment, our society, and our economy. And so I'll break that down just a little bit. We'll start with people. So by this we say reuse is socially responsible. We're providing low-cost, high-quality goods to individuals and organizations with limited means. So you know, that's a win. Certainly, that's the other saying, win-win-win. That's certainly part of it. It's good for the planet. We divert materials from the landfill. These are things that could be used, that have a life and could be used over and over again. It's part of all resource conservation efforts. Obviously, for your refilling, you're part of the waste reduction efforts. And obviously, it reduces needs for energy and raw materials to manufacture new materials. And in terms of profit or prosperity, whichever you prefer, we know that reuse is certainly economically beneficial. Not only does it provide cost savings to the people who donate materials to reuse organizations, it's also for the recipients of that. And lastly, it provides green-collar jobs. I like to say that reuse is the original green-collar job. I hope more people kind of take that and run with it. So we'd like to give you a little bit more of an overview of the Reuse Alliance at this point. And so as Evan said, we're a national nonprofit organization, and we're working to increase awareness about reuse and its triple bottom line benefits. And we really envision a world where people are coming together under the umbrella of the reuse movement or the reuse community, and we're creating an environment that has is cleaner and an economy that is greener. And that's really what we envision. Just to give you a brief overview of our story, we started out as 5 people just gathered around a table in New York City in 2005, and we just talked about how our reuse organizations could potentially work together. And so in 2009, that was a regional network, and in 2009 we launched as a national network. We took part in the National Zero Waste Conference, launched our first state chapter, and on the success of those 2 things, we organized our own conference, which is called Reuse Connects, which is short for Conference and Expo, and also play on the word of connections, which was a huge success. We had over 250 people attend from not all over the country, but also we had a few international guests as well. We also held several state summits, implemented Master Reuser, which is our webinar-based training program, and we launched a few other chapters. So what is it that we do? Some of our work consists of bringing individuals and, bringing individuals and organizations together really to develop a reuse community. And Evan, is that? Okay.
Yep, I advanced it for you.
No problem. And so we're really looking to build this community. And to do so, we provide forums for conversation. We help educate the public, whether it's at speaking events or providing resources and through our website. We also offer networking and training events. And in general, we advocate reuse on all levels, national, state, and local. So what's the need? Why are we here? Are we here in a vacuum? We feel that the need is to change perceptions, and really we want to change from materials being seen as waste as being seen as a resource. And whenever you export your waste, you're really just exporting opportunity and money. So we're looking for people to kind of rethink the way they look at their waste streams. And we also want to see that there's a need for the public to connect with the reuse organizations. There may be a disconnect or lack of awareness, so we're hoping to help make those connections. We also see ourselves as, the opportunity to spark innovation and communication and collaboration within the reuse community. And when I say reuse community, I really think of a broad sense. Not only nonprofit reuse organizations, there's for-profit reuse organizations, there are municipal waste prevention people, there's educators, religious organizations, interested individuals. I mean, this is the broader community we're looking to work with. Okay, and so how do we meet some of these needs? I'm going to be going through each of these just really briefly. And if anybody has any questions, we can talk about it later. But some of our services include the conferences that I mentioned, Reuse Connects. The first one was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the next one is October 18th through 20th in Portland, Oregon. So we hope you'll join us. And we also host a series of national and regional and statewide reuse summits. In terms of member training and support, some of the programs that we offer include our Master Reuser, which is our webinar-based training program. We also offer proposal reviews for our members and letters of support for those proposals. We have a host of online resources and discussion forums, and whenever we have the opportunity to refer material to our members, we do so. In terms of research and advocacy, some of the programs that we offer, in terms of R&D, we have something we call Measure, Treasure, or Reuse Sector Data Standard. And really what that is creating a common language and methodology for determining the triple bottom line impact of reuse. So, every other sector has some way of measuring how many jobs and what impact it's having in the economy, and we'd like to do the same as the reuse sector. In terms of advocacy, we recently worked with the Department of Labor with some other organizations to ensure that reuse was in their green-collar job definition. It had not been prior to this. They did mention recycling, but they did not mention reuse, so we advocated with a bunch of different other partners and got them to add that to the definition. We are continuing to encourage EPA to include more reuse in the EPA's WARM model. And as I kind of mentioned at the kickoff, today is National Reuse Day unofficially, October 20th, and we're working towards making it official and being recognized by the U.S. Senate.